Hey, I'm Sakali. I streamed a whole bunch of demos streams to the next best, and now we're gonna go rank them. I would start off with the 0 stars, but I actually didn't have anything I would rank 0 stars this year. Either I'm just a lot nicer now, or it's because I was a bit more nuanced in which games I picked. And so instead, we're gonna be talking about the games that just need a little bit more optimization first, because they were stuttering so much when I was streaming alongside these. So to put them all on the same kind of level playing field, we're going to start them off all together. With that caveat out of the way, let's get into it. First up is R Remastered, which has the most annoying name to search, by the way. When you look at a name like this, you think it's going to be fast, it's going to be punchy music, it's going to be like little trigger finger kind of action. It wasn't. It felt a bit slow and you're just circling a little building. It didn't feel shapes and beat style is what I was hoping, really. I didn't play the original, but the improved graphics feel kind of just there for graphics sake. They don't really add anything to the gameplay or like to the experience. So I would rate this one maybe about 1 star. It just didn't have punchy action that it should have, really. Next up is American Arcadia. I am so disappointed that this game didn't work well on my stream. I wanted everyone to be watching it. I was so hooked. I played it again off stream and it was amazing. It is legitimately one of my highlights for the whole Next Fest. It's so fun controlling the different characters separately and then also using their mechanics together. And its story is so intriguing as you're escaping from this like real life TV show, and it's so good. Please play the demo, it's amazing. 5 stars, obviously. Next up is Crime Scene Cleaner. I've not played many cleaning sims, but this was really enjoyable. Like the mechanics were good, the controls were good, the tool wheel was really accessible and easy to use. I also liked how at the end it not only evaluates you on how quick and thorough you are, but also how traceable you are, or your client is, to the actions that are committed. So that's really cool. I'm really interested to see how the overarching narrative and progression works in this game, and so I'm gonna give it a 4 stars. Next up is Don't Die in the West. I had a lot of fun with this survival base builder game, and I really enjoyed the graphical style of it as well. It's a little goofy and silly and I like it. However, it needs a lot of work with its tutorials and its any kind of guidance. I got stuck a few times wondering like where I was supposed to be going, what I was supposed to be doing. I couldn't quite figure it out. I couldn't figure out like which points I needed to use the certain crafting benches and those sorts of things. And then I got completely stuck when it came to having to rebuild the roof of my property because I couldn't figure out, I could demolish all the walls and the floors and everything. Don't know how I'm supposed to access the roof. So I'm gonna give this one 2 stars, but I really hope it improves so you can actually go further with it. Next up is Ate. This is actually a difficult one to put into words for me. The actual painting mechanics are mostly fantastic. It's only when you're searching for the different like stamps to use that it gets really clunky and really hard to find the exact ones you're looking for. But then in the overworld, I detest all the NPCs and having to interact with them in that physical way. I feel like little kind of text blurbs would have been better for me personally. And then also, as you're filling in your world, if it's not something that constitutes as a stamp, sometimes it doesn't like ping and fill in, and that leaves me feeling so incomplete leaving areas, and I hate that. It feels like this should be a lot more of a cozy game, but a lot of the like dialogue really takes you out of it. Like people are weird and mean, and overall this game has a lot of promise, but I'm gonna give it 3 stars for me personally. Next up we have Logic Escape. I went into this thinking it was gonna be like a escape room type game. It's not, it is, but it's not. Definitely felt like it was trying to outsmart the players or like trick the players all the time, going for that kind of Stanley Parable Portal kind of twist on your expectations. But it just made everything feel really annoying. Most of the puzzles also didn't feel very rewarding to complete. They didn't make you feel like you made an accomplishment. You just felt relieved that it was finally over. So overall, I'm gonna give this 1 star. Next up is My Horse Bonded Spirits. Now, I am a horse girl, so this is gonna be very biased, but so far this game is sitting at very standard, good farm sim. I need it to be a little bit more horse sim if it's gonna be horse sim. Picking out the horse's hooves, giving them a full wash down, getting their like coats on and off, getting ready for events, that'd be really cool as well. Getting them the right nutritional meals, rather than, I think we could feed them in the sim with just sugar cubes and apples. We need that in depth to be a horse sim. Overall, I'm gonna give it 2 stars. Next up is a very anticipated one, the Thaumaturge. The narrative here is really intriguing as you end up talking to Rasputin about the literal devil on your shoulder. However, it takes such a long time to get anywhere. There's a lot of preamble, a lot of just dialogue and witcher sense. I think I played over an hour of this game and I followed tracks of 1 or 2 objects or people and I got into a single fist fight. It is a very drawn out intro. I'm gonna give it 3 stars. It could end up very Witcher, really in-depth, really good kind of adventure, or it could just be a lot of faff and not a lot of proper substance. But either way, you're in for a long haul with it. Next up is 3 minutes to 8. I've been getting into a lot more point and clicks lately, and this one with this very active ticking clock that advances time with every kind of room transition was really interesting. It has a lot of really engaging narrative behind it, and I really want to uncover the secrets. I didn't successfully advance the plot very far, but I still had a very good time just exploring and throughout my different lives, just trying to see what happens at different times in different rooms, and it was just a lot of investigative fun, really. I'm gonna give this one 3 stars. Then finally we have simpler times. My first gripe with this is, please for the love of God, can video games stop putting big, like, cutscene things happening before you can even get to a menu? I hate that so much. Especially for a game like this where it's unoptimized. That means I had to sit through a whole scenario, wait for this little thing. I even had to interact with a few objects before it would let me have free reign to open a menu to fiddle with settings. Please never do that again. But everything from that opening, if it was pushed after a menu, was really beautiful. I really liked it. And then when you have free reign to explore the room, I really enjoy taking my time and fiddling with things, picking things up and just seeing what different tasks are available. My only gripe is that I wish there was more tasks and more things you can interact with, because a lot of things I was like, that thing on the shelf looks really interesting, but I couldn't interact with it. And that was a bit of a shame. All in all, it was a pretty nice one though, so I'm gonna give it 3 stars. So those are all the games that I unfortunately couldn't stream for this next fest, but I highly recommend you download the demos to check them out themselves. You can check out the videos of me playing these games on YouTube, or catch me live on Twitch. I'll see you next time.